pizzicato.
Alright. So you've worked mostly with pizzicato. Do you have anything to work on?
Yeah, we had homework it was going up and down the A, C, D, and then A, C sharp, D, pizzicato.
Okay. Do you want to go over that?
Sure.
Okay. So you had to do A, right?
Mm-hmm. I forgot how he told us to hold our hand when doing pizzicato, isn't it?
You want to brace your thumb against there. Relax the shoulder. There you go. And then instead of coming up as much as we do, you're going to cross, okay? Relax your hand. You're a little tense right here. There you go. Shake it out. So do you want to do 4? So we'll do 4 of each note, and we'll start with C natural, and then we'll start over at A, and then do C sharp. Okay. Establish your hand frame, and a good way to do that. Right. And remember that a lot of times your second and third finger work together. So if your third finger is down, put your second finger down also. There you go. Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
And you might want to bring your thumb up a little bit. Other way. Down a little bit. Okay. And watch for pulling back. Make sure your hand is nice and forward. And if you bring... The problem with pulling back is your elbow is a little far back, like you're pulling your elbow back. So make sure your shoulder is nice and forward and you're coming like around the instrument. Because if you're gonna like hug it, from around the instrument. So, alright, so we'll do 4 with a C natural, okay? 1, 2, ready, go.
Oh, we're doing B now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We'll go. 4 each. We just want to establish that first position hand frame on the upper string. Okay, ready? 1, 2, ready, go. 2. And then check that. Good. Now, your fingers are tending to flatten out like this a little bit when you play, and that causes your first finger to move
come forward,
up.
Yeah.
But you want to maintain your round hand frame so that like when you're doing passages that move back, you don't completely displace your first finger. The point of this is that you want to set up the whole hand position to look like that. Except, I mean, I can't. There we go. Like that. And nice and rounded forward, not pronated back. Right. But don't get tense in your wrist, okay? Shake it out. All right. Let's try that one more time, okay? And watch, because you have the mirror right in front of you, watch to see if your fingers are coming together. It's a half step, but it's not like on viola where your half step is touching like that. Okay. Okay, you ready? Start with A. 1, 2, ready, go. What'd you just do? You took your first finger off. And also when you put it down, your knuckle collapse, it will help to not have that happen if you bring your hand up more instead of back, right? There you go.
So, hang on.
Alright, try something for me. Purposely tilt your knuckle back towards the thing. That is what you don't want your hand to feel like, okay? You feel that pushing back? Now roll your hand forward. Okay. See the difference between that? And like how your arm had to move with it. You want to come around the instrument. Right. Because then when you go to these strings, your elbow has to stay up too, and you have to come around more. Okay? You want to try with the C sharp?
Mhm.
Okay. And try to keep your first finger. It'll help if you, not your first finger, your thumb. Your thumb tends to drift back behind your first finger line. You want it to be right, but you're tilting back. And remember, 2 and 3 can come down together. Because it's the same as this hand. The anchors, because you're moving such big spaces for now. Have them come down together.
I think my thumb comes too far this way.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, don't, because then your hand is doing this, which would actually explain why your first finger knuckle keeps collapsing, because there's too much hand and not enough cello. You want the neck, you don't want to grip it, but you want it to be in your hand, so that your hand is around it. So when you first set up your hand position on the cello, like you're holding a soda can, keep your thumb. When you hold a soda can, your thumb isn't directly behind where your fingers are, and it's not here, right? It's around because you're creating a C around the soda can. So transfer that C onto the instrument. Watch sneaking up your first finger. And then leave your first finger there, put down 2 and 3. See, what happens is when you put your second and third finger down, you have a tendency to move your 1 with your hand. You have to get used to keeping your fingers more spaced out than they are. Do you have any questions so far regarding that? Okay. And make sure that your thumb, I think another problem is you end up with this kind of look with your knuckles. They go like that because you're keeping your thumb so locked and straight in the back. It can be relaxed and slightly back. It doesn't have to be like this. Okay? Yeah? Relax the tension in your thumb. Okay. So, let's talk about, it's been a while. Alright, let's talk about what we want to work on for the semester. Today we just worked mostly on introducing you to the cello and hand frame, the strings, how to hold the cello, which is really important. It's one of the most important parts. It's important that, my hair got stuck, that you sit on your butt bones and you feel where your butt bones are and you keep your feet firmly planted on the ground, your back nice and straight, and that you present your A string once it's in between your legs, and that it's far enough in front of your knees that you're not going to hit your leg, right? And you don't want it to be so up and down because that will make it too far into your knees. And this should hit somewhere under your chest, right? And the peg should be somewhere near your ear, right? Okay. And your arm should be up and your fingers should be... Now, they don't have to be completely squared. It is okay for them to tilt back a little bit, but be careful that your thumb isn't going back and your whole arm isn't dropping back, okay? Like, that's a little bit much. Try to come forward a little bit. There you go. So your fingers are nice and round. Okay. There, it's getting better. It'll take practice. When you're practicing the pizzicato thing, I would practice that a few times so you can start establishing that hand frame. And it's important to watch for your thumb and watch for your first finger moving around when it's not presenting the note. So once you put 2 or 3 down, don't let first finger creep up on 2. It needs to stay there because you want it to be in tune when you come back down. And always check that top of the hand frame with the octave, which is the string below it. And we'll work more on tone production with the bow and how to hold the bow, although we've been doing pretty good with that. If you want to play around with the bow, I would work on up bows, because that's what you have more problem with.